Hey my friends, welcome back to the channel. I am Huck, and today we're going to go over my top 10 favorite movies of 2022. Now, I apologize, this is a little bit late because at the end of the year I went away on family vacation, so I didn't get to make any of my top 10 videos, so I'm going to start making them right now, starting with this one. And what this one's going to be, it's really about the top 10 favorite films, the ones I had just the most fun at this year. So, it's not going to be anything like, oh, these are the Oscar, none of that stuff. No, these are just the ones I had a blast with. I was kind of surprised by. I didn't expect to like it this much, and I did. And there are some holes. Like, I haven't seen every movie that was released this year, so, bear with me. This is just of the ones I've seen. And as I put this together, I realized I have some small holes. Like, I don't have a ton of horror on here or a ton of, other films like that, dramas or whatever. So, but these are the ones that I've seen, and I had just a hell of a time with these movies. So that's what I'm going to base this on, guys. So sit back and relax, and here comes my top 10 favorite movies of 2022. All right, now before we get to this video, y'all, if you're new to my channel, please get down there and hit like, subscribe, smack the bell. All of those things help my channel out a lot. I am this close to 3,000 subscribers, and I would love to get there before my 2-year anniversary coming up in mid-January. So help me out if you can, y'all. That would be excellent. We don't just do this kind of stuff, but we also get out and do Blu-ray hunts for you guys. I do unboxings, movie reviews, top 10s. I do live morning shows every Tuesday morning, and I have live trivia contests that are tons of fun. So if any or all that is your jam, get on down there and do your thing. All right, with that, let's get started on my top 10 movies for 2022. First, I'm going to start with my one honorable mention, just one. And I'm going to pick Scream 5, or Scream, or The Next Scream, or Scream The Next Generation. Whatever that Scream is, by using the same Scream name, that's the one that came out. That's the one. I enjoyed seeing these characters come back. I absolutely love the Scream franchise. It is one of my favorite horror franchises. What I love the most about Scream is that Ghostface kind of gets his ass handed to him on a lot of the times he's attacking people. They like just throw stuff in front of him and he trips and he falls and he kind of gets his ass kicked while he's attacking. And I kind of love that. I love that it's not just like a Jason or a Freddy that no one can touch. They literally fight him before they can get killed, so I kind of dig that. And, I love seeing Courtney Cox, Neve Campbell, David Arquette come back, so I was very happy to see that. Cannot wait for the next one, so that is my honorable mention. Now, at number 10, I'm going to pick the return of Nicolas Cage. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been to a movie or seen a movie with Nick Cage in it that I've just had a good time with. A lot of guys like him and Bruce Willis and Arnold, they start doing just a bunch of movies just to knock them out, and they don't have any like of that pizzazz that actor's known for. And I'm going to pick The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It took me a second because I almost said something else. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal. The chemistry between those two guys is just phenomenal. The film takes a few turns here and there, and even has a little twist you don't see coming at the end that was pretty satisfying for me. And I just love seeing Nick Cage, even though he's playing sort of like a heightened version of himself. It was very enjoyable. And yeah, so I'm going to put that at my number 10. Okay, next up, at number 9, we're going to pick something that I checked out on streaming, and that is Weird, the Al Yankovic story. If you guys have not seen this, like, I grew up with Weird Al in the 80s and 90s. I absolutely love his music. We actually got to see him in concert just before the pandemic. And so it was literally the last concert I had seen. I saw it with my wife on our anniversary, so that tells you how cool she is, seeing Weird Al as our concert on our anniversary. And this thing is really high satire. Like, of all those things that are out there, like, Rocket Man and the Queen and this, you have all these things that are out there for artists, and they always sort of bend the reality a little bit, sometimes to fans' detriment, like they're not happy with it. So Weird Al sort of takes that and he just goes for it. He goes that he's some like super genius that Madonna rips off to get her songs from. And oh, by the way, the actress that plays Madonna Evan Rachel Wood is absolutely phenomenal in this role. Daniel Radcliffe, actually, Harry Potter does an incredible job as Al. So yeah, if you haven't seen Weird, the Al Yankovic story, it's just hilarious. I think if you're certainly a Weird Al fan, you're going to get more out of it given the satire that he does in it. So check out Weird, the Al Yankovic story. Okay, next. Number 8 is The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson. I thought this was a pretty good, sort of a new version of Batman. We just keep getting version after version after version of Batman. I would love to see a new version of Superman myself. I feel like he's not getting enough love. I'm hoping now with, James Gunn in charge of DC, we'll start to get that soon. But in the meantime, we have this nice sort of dark, gritty, sort of reality-ish kind of version of the Batman. And I will say this, the reason it's not higher on my list is because I think he's a great Batman. I don't think he's a great Bruce Wayne. In fact, all the Bruce Wayne scenes he's in are pretty forgettable. All I can think of is all the good Batman scenes he's in. So, and that car chase. Oh my God, the Batmobile chase in the Batman looks and sounds phenomenal. It's just amazing. So yeah, so we're going to go with The Batman at number 8. Okay, now at number 7, I'm going to pick the biopic, speaking of weird. Now we have another one, and it is Elvis, starring Austin Butler and Tom Hanks. Austin Butler is amazing, playing the king of rock and roll. Tom Hanks, whatever. I mean, he does an okay job as the Colonel. It's a little slightly unsatisfying that the whole thing is sort of told from the perspective of the Colonel and not Elvis. And I worked on an Elvis documentary way back in the aughts, the 2000s. That was like a 16-part documentary. And so I know a lot about Elvis, and it does play with his story a little bit. And there's a lot to Elvis. You can never cover it in just a single movie. But I think Baz Luhrmann does a fantastic job weaving in what he can. I mean, after all, it is a movie. You have to make it entertaining. So sometimes you got to tweak how things happen and when things happen just for the sake of entertainment in that film. But the music is incredible. And like I said, Butler really nails it as Elvis. So we're going to go with, at number 7, Elvis. Okay, at number 6, next up is Violent Night, starring David Harbour and John Leguizamo. This thing is absolutely hilarious and super violent. It's like Die Hard meets Home Alone. Literally all of those things on a super violent graphic level, and it's pretty satisfying, I gotta say. When I saw it in the theater, I think Harbour plays an amazing Santa Claus. I think he's fantastic, and the chemistry he has with the little girl in this film is pretty good. I think sort of the rest of the adults in the film are kind of forgettable, and they don't have quite the chemistry. I feel like they could have picked some better people in those roles, but you do get Beverly D'Angelo back from, a Christmas story, not a Christmas story, Christmas Vacation, wrong Christmas movie, Christmas Vacation. So now she's in 2 big Christmas movies. So if you're looking for that little blend of violence with some Home Alone laughs, and I don't know, I was just kind of charmed by Violent Night. So we're going to go with that as my number 6. Okay, up next at number 5. Look, I'm going to go out and just say it. I had a ton of fun at this film. Nobody else seems to be on the same page as me, but movies hit us all a different way. And for me, number 5 is Black Adam. That's right. I love Dwayne Johnson. I think The Rock is a great star, especially for action and adventure and things like that. I think the characters in it are fun to watch. Look, it's not resetting or even setting any kind of bar as far as comic book movies go, but for me it was a hell of a good ride. It was such a good time. I enjoyed watching Pierce Brosnan got to play a superhero, Dr. Fate. I freaking love that. He looked great in the part, and his casual attitude the whole time, like Hawkman and Black Adam are at it. I love that sort of dynamic that was on the screen, and I thought The Rock played a great Black Adam. And it's unfortunate now that we've got the new regime of James Gunn that the Black Adam just isn't going to be the big baddie that we were hoping for, like Loki is with Marvel, that kind of thing. I think that's what they were setting him up or hoping to do with him, or certainly that's what The Rock was hoping to do with him. But we're not going to get that, so it's a standalone, it's a one and done. And even the supporting characters of Cyclone and Atom Smasher, they were very entertaining too. They were the sort of the side characters, and some people were complaining, oh, there's not enough character development for those characters. Guess what? Not every character needs freaking character development. Sometimes the main characters need the character development, and you get the side characters to kind of just liven the movie up. And sure enough, those two provided a lot of good sort of levity and comedy to the film. And again, I feel like DC found a nice mix with this. You know, weakness of the script aside, I feel like it had a nice blend of that action comedy that DC films has been missing sorely, except in like Shazam. So I cannot wait for Shazam sequel to come out in March. I think it's coming out in March. So yeah, I mean, I liked it, y'all. I like Black Adam, so there you go. All right, coming up next at number 4 is Glass Onion with Daniel Craig. I absolutely enjoyed that. Took my family to go see it, wife and daughter. And I love little murder mystery whodunit film. And I enjoyed the first one, Knives Out, of course. And this was not dull for me. And some of it was a little predictable, but I don't care. I just sort of enjoyed watching these actors go at it on screen, have a good time, play their roles. Kate Hudson was fantastic in this film. Dave Bautista, like everyone had just such a nice character persona that I could just watch. I just love watching films like that because of the characters. So yeah, so for that, I'm going to put Glass Onion at number 4. Okay, next up, my next 3 are absolutely my 3 favorite of the year. And at number 3, I'm going to go with Avatar: The Way of Water. I personally thought it was fantastic. I rewatched Avatar the day before we went to go see the Avatar sequel, and they really gel well together, right? If you see them back to back, Cameron keeps the story going. I know a lot of you out there just, I mean, you don't kind of care for the story. Maybe the story's putting you to sleep. It's not your bag. It's not your thing. That's okay. That's cool. Again, that's what I love about film. It's very subjective. And for me, I just love watching this film. Film is a visual medium, right? Show me a film. Like if it was all based on audio, we would just listen to audiobooks all the time, right? And visually, Avatar 2 is absolutely stunning. It's breathtaking. If you haven't seen this in 3D, you must treat yourself before it's out of the theater. It plays so well. The depth, and what I love about Cameron is he doesn't do that, you know, cheesy 3D where things are coming at you. It's there for depth, for texture, and just to immerse you into that world of Pandora. So I was blown away by it. Loved it. Avatar, 3rd favorite film of the year. Number 2, and I go back and forth with my number 1 and number 2, but number 2, I am going to put Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Absolutely. Michelle Yeoh is phenomenal, right? Like actresses get Oscars for being able to act and sing and dance all in a movie. Okay, great. So we have a lot of actors that have won awards because they can act and sing and dance, right? Sometimes it's just acting, like dramatic acting. Oh my God. Michelle Yeoh is of a very specific niche of actresses that very few can fill. And look, no one can kick ass like she can. That is an art form. That is a skill like dancing and singing is. And very few people can do that. And not only does she act her ass off in this, she's funny and she whoops ass. And her combination of skills in all of those categories, to me, puts her at the top of the list to be Best Actress of the Year. If she doesn't win, it's because a bunch of old farts are still in charge of the Academy Awards and think that you must act and cry and make me cry, and that is all, and you will get the award. Well, she did that to me. I cried in this movie. I laughed my ass off in this movie, and I was stunned how well Ki Kwan, right? Our boy, Short Round from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, came out of retirement, if you will, or he, came back to acting because he saw Crazy Rich Asians, and he said, hey, that's me up there. I want to be in something really great. And so not only did he act phenomenal in this film, but I didn't even know he knew martial arts. So across the board, it was just such a fresh, inventive take on the whole multiverse stuff without being a Marvel movie. And you may notice I don't have any Marvel movies on my thing. I did like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but I mean, I'm kind of getting a little played out on some of the Marvel stuff, even though I have 2 DC movies, but I enjoy those a little bit more. So yeah, so there you go. Number 2, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. If you haven't seen it, which you all probably have, get out there and check it out. And here we go. At number 1, no surprise, I'm kind of wearing the t-shirt right here, and I'm going Top Gun Maverick. Yep. I mean, look, if it's on everybody's list, I don't care. It's on mine because I was blown away by it. It's a sequel to a film from, 36 years ago. This was shot before the whole pandemic thing, and they had to hold off on finishing it, and just all the stuff that went behind it. You know, you've all heard. And Tom really stuck to his guns. Paramount wanted to, release it, very shortly after the release on Paramount Plus, and he said no. And look, he was right. This film had some of that secret sauce, some of that Tom Cruise goodness in it that we couldn't resist. It was such a fun film, and that's what my list is all about. And for me, movies are an escape, and I just wanted to escape. And all of these let me escape, or let me laugh, or cry, or do all these great things, or just be blown away by visuals. And Top Gun was just tons of fun. Saw it in the IMAX to begin with, and that was just immersive and breathtaking. Saw it a second time, brought my wife and daughter. They loved it. So Tom Cruise, you did it, my man. You blew me away, and I'm happy, very happy to say that Top Gun Maverick is my favorite film of the year. So my friends, that is going to do it. That is my top 10 movies that I enjoyed the most, that brought me sort of this entertainment value, that I kind of caught me off guard, and some were just, you heard the reviews. That is going to do it. So if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments below which one of these you like the most. If you agree with my list, if you'd rearrange it, if you'd say, hey, what about this movie? You forgot to put that one in there. Maybe I didn't see it. But let me know in the comments below what you think. All right, that is going to do it for my first top 10 of the new year. In the meantime, please get down there, hit like, subscribe, smack that notification bell. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.